Hey YouTube, Stuart Academy, aka Dev, here with a March ban list prediction sort of video basically. Just my ideas and my theories of how the game will be better next format with a few changes. Starting off which, I'll start with the ban cards, the limited and then the semi. These are all opinion-based things. I'll give a reason for each card. At the end I'll give a reason what cards I haven't hit and why I haven't hit them. And then post in the comments what you think about the ban list, what you think about my predictions. Quite simple really. Start with my 3 cards to get banned. The first card is Dark Hole. Very debatable card if this has impacted the game at all. I think it has. I think Monster Bond has been an okay card in the format, but I think Dark Hole is too powerful. A field wipe with no cost, but losing this one card is pretty abysmal really. So we have other cards, we have Black Rose, we have JD, you have Obelisk, you have Lightning Vortex. We don't need the Dark Hole. Cold Wave. Cold Wave is, wow, one of the best cards in the game basically. To freeze their back row for a turn and a bit is really, really good. There's not really any ways to get out of this situation basically. If they Cold Wave you and they've got game, 9 out of 10 times you can't stop it. I think this card should have gone banned a little while back, but it didn't. I think it should get banned this format. And now my final choice of the ban list is really debatable. I think this will be argumentative of the video, but it's Brionac Dragon the Ice Barrier. I think Brionac is the best synchro in the game but Dark Strike, and I think the card creates a massive advantage. He wins games for you, and I think he needs a banning basically to allow for an open game. Yeah, there are the 3 cards I've banned. Moving on to the cards I've now limited. I've only limited 3 cards. The first one is what I think is the problem in plant decks, quick draw decks, and that's Debris Dragon. I don't think Black Rose is the problem. I think Black Rose is okay. I think Debris Dragon gives the decks too many options with a Dandelion at 2. So it's either limited Dandelion or limited this, and I went for this because limiting Dandelion kind of kills that and quick draw off. Whereas this is just a support card that makes the deck too good. There's Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Iron Chain, Trident Dragon and Black Rose. This card can just sink into too much and you get too many advantages, and you get the tokens back off it and you get another one and so on and so on and so on. He's a good looping card, and I think personally he's a problem card and he should be limited. Next up is one of 2 cards, basically only on one, and that's Grandmaster of the Six Samurai or Gateway of the Six Samurai. Either one of these or both need to go to 1 or 2 to make sure Samurais don't destroy the TCG in next format. And last card is debatable because it's a really situational card and only one deck really can run it, and that's Royal Tribute. Royal Tribute's a power card and I think it needs limiting just to balance the deck out. It gives a lot of strength to the deck. It reminds me a lot of how last format Sub to Toad gave an awful lot of power to Frog Monarch decks, and they banned it clean out because the FTK as well. I think they could have gone to 1 just to stop it from being as directly as effective. Just creates too much advantage basically. And then as for my next set of cards, it's the semi-limited. We have the first card is Caius the Shadow Monarch. He's the best Monarch for a reason, and he's getting running 3 in a lot of decks at the moment I've seen, or running 2s and whatnot, so I think a semi-limit on Caius would be a good thing. Next up is Lumina. Light ones are practically dead now. I think Lumina could probably squeeze back to 2 and see if it would help the deck come and be at a higher level. Charge is too broken for back to 2 I think, and Necrogarner is just too annoying for the game, so Lumina's the best option. As for JD, I don't think JD needs switching. I think 2 JDs is just fine. Next up is my random card for this list. It's Sangan. I just don't see him played really anymore, so I think Sangan can move back up to 2 or even 3, depending on your opinion on Sangan. Next card is a card that I think should be at 3, but it's debatable whether or not what it should be at, and that is Destiny Draw. Destiny Draw is just discard Destiny Hero, draw 2 cards. It's really good in the game. Doesn't compete with cards like Solar Recharge, and trading just the same thing. It's just that it has better targets, basically, like Malicious. I think 2 D-draws would be fine. And then another one of my random ones is Scapegoat. Doesn't see much play at all anymore. Various decks there and that. This card goes to 2. Give it a test, see how it runs at 2. To replace the banned Cold Wave, I've gone with semi-limiting Giant Trunade. Giant Trunade is technically a -1. You just play Giant Trunade, then next turn they can reset the other cards they have face down. This doesn't really cost you or them anything, but you the one card you're playing to use it. Next up is the tech of the format, Book of Boon. Putting down to 2 just because it's been overused. Now to hit a bit of Blackwing hate. Icarus Attack. Icarus Attack's the only reason in Blackwings I think it gives them the edge. I think putting Icarus Attack down to 2 would provide balance to the deck, basically. Nothing else really needs hitting. I was even tempted to put Whirlwind back to 2, but talking to a good friend who runs Blackwings, he said it's better off staying at 1, so yeah. Next up is one of my own. With Monster Reborn at 1 and every deck having its own revival card nowadays, I think Call of the Haunted could give it a try at 2, so it runs. I mean, for at the moment, I don't think many decks are actually running even 1 Call of the Haunted, so could be ideally run at 2. See what it says. And last but not least is Black Rose Dragon, just because even though it's not to me that good as a game breaking card, I think it could stay at 3. I think 2 to stop the field nuking is the constant cycling of this one card. This way, if you bottom the trap hole 1, they can only use 1 for the rest of the game. So yeah, they're the cards I've semied to try and balance up the format, basically. What I've done is I've gone through all these top tier decks I think are considered top tier, and I try to adjust them. And then next up, in my 4 cards, I've decided that should be put down to back up to 3, basically. I'm going to start off with Chaos Sorcerer. I don't think Chaos Sorcerer is that good, actually. He's an okay card, but basically, it's like a Monarch. You land him and you can remove a card from the game, or you can attack with it. So he's even got a condition more than a Monarch, and he uses the Lightning Dart to be summoned, which is rather easy, but with 3 you get a bit cloggy. So yeah. Next up is with Pot Duality at 3, and I don't think this card is as good as Pot Duality, so Gold Sarcophagus up to, my phone's going off, up to 3 because it's just not as quick as people think it is. Next up is Mystical Space Dive into 3. I think it'd be good at 3. No Heavy Storm, no Cold Wave, Giant Unit 2, so 3 MSTs. You probably only have to main 2 anyway, or 1, because the room of your deck will get a bit tight with 3 in it. And last but not least, I think Magic Cylinder and Ojama Trio. I don't have one handy, but these 2 came to 2 last format and haven't really made much of an impact. Magic Cylinder can be a bit of a bitch, but that's about it. That's the changes I've made to the list from cards I thought about. As for cards that haven't changed, I've already mentioned it, one, Judgment Dragon. Light ones aren't as playable now as they used to be, and Judgment Dragon isn't that great of a card. It's a fantastic card in the deck, but it's not that big of a game changer, in my opinion. Pot Duality I mentioned earlier. Pot Duality is, in my opinion, one of the best worded cards in the history of the game. It's just a balanced draw card for every deck in the game. Any deck can run it if you want to run it. Any deck doesn't have to run it. It's just a good card for digging through your deck. And then it hinders you because you can't play 2 and you can't push a summon, so I think it stays at 3 and I think it'll be fine. Other cards I did think about were things like Raikou. He's getting played an awful lot now. Didn't know if I could put it down to 2 or 1, but I left it at 3. But he's one of the ones that went in the back of my head thinking he could be hit. As for cards on the current ban list, I think that could come off the ban list. I think Magician of Faith, Tribe Infection Virus could come off. But apart from that, there's not many I don't think that can come off. I would like to see Blackluster Soldier back, but for all I know, he'll never come back because he is a fantastic card. That's about it, basically. So yeah, tell me what you think of my ban list. Post a reply in the comments, and subscribe.